22nd of March is World Water Day, a day designed to raise awareness that water is a vital resource for human life and activities. According to UNICEF and the World Health Organization, some 2.2 billion people worldwide do not have access to safe drinking water services. Ensuring the availability of water and its sustainable management and sanitation for all is part of the 2030 Agenda for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The fact that we can turn on the tap at home and water comes out immediately, and it's also drinkable, is not something everyone can enjoy. The Terrassa Water Observatory is a project promoted by the Citizens' Parliament and the social movement, approved by the municipal plenary session of the City Council in 2018, and was born out of the process of municipalising water in the city. As a result, the public company Taigua Municipal Water of Terrassa is starting to provide the service to the city. The OAT is a participatory body committed to the development of a new culture of water, based on the principles and values of democracy, transparency, participation, human rights, social justice, education, and environmental sustainability. Water is a shared resource with nature, and we must use it responsibly as it's limited and renewable. There is enough water for the entire population, but if sustainable management is not done, it becomes a scarce or unhelpful resource. Therefore, the OAT promotes a new culture of water built on these values. According to the European Federation of Bottled Water, Spain is the 5th country in the European Union in consumption of bottled water, which is about 132 litres of mineral water per person per year, which translates into 10 million bottles every day. To be precise, one of the objectives of the Terrassa Water Observatory is to promote the consumption of tap water among the public, as it's detected that only 8.7% of people consume it regularly. This represents a large personal economic expense and also an impact on the environment, as the production of plastic waste is immense. Terrassa has a very wide network of water sources suitable for human consumption. From these sources, we can drink with all the guarantees, as it goes through many sanitary controls. Terrassa's water is quality water. It comes mainly from the Llobregat, 74% through the Abrera drinking water treatment plant, and is characterised by being a water rich in bicarbonates, sodium and calcium. It's analysed 365 days a year, in addition to thorough quality controls. By not using containers for transport, cross-contamination is avoided, which can exist in verified bottled water only at the beginning of the chain. In addition, in the case of plastic containers, they can release substances that are dangerous for human consumption. Surprisingly, 61% of the population does not know the quality of the water. There are even 25% who think that it does not meet the sanitary criteria for human consumption. One reason may be that there are so few people who drink it that it can give the impression that it's not drinkable. According to the WHO, each person uses and needs an average of 100 litres per day between consumption and hygiene needs. Data at the domestic level, i.e. for drinking and cooking, are 5% of the general expenditure. That means an average of 5 litres per person per day. At the OAT, one of its objectives is the Water Quality and Flavour Working Group to ensure water quality and sustainable consumption. In a survey of supervised research work led by the OAT carried out on 1,339 people in the city, it was found that what the citizens of Terrassa liked least about tap water is its taste. 66% of those who surveyed said that it tasted bad. But from the Water Observatory, water tastings have been organised with different people and can show that the taste of water is very subjective, as most of the people who have participated in the experiment weren't able to distinguish which water was bottled and which was from the tap. Some recommendations made by the OAT to improve the taste of water are to leave it in an open glass jar for a while so that the chlorine evaporates, and keep it in the fridge until it's consumed. 48% of the population of Terrassa always drinks bottled water, which causes an immense impact on the environment. Bottles are usually made of plastic and are usually single-use containers. Its production requires fossil fuels such as oil, coal and natural gas to make a single bottle. The use of these materials involves air pollution, global warming and high water consumption, and so on. Producing a litre of bottled water can cost 300 times more than a litre of tap water. Drinking tap water is the most sustainable way to fight climate change. The carbon footprint associated with the purchase of plastic bottled water represents a large increase in CO2 emissions, whereas filling glass containers with tap water emits virtually nothing. In 2020, 5,877 tonnes of packaging were collected in Terrassa. Between 23 and 35% of these containers were made of a specific type of plastic called PET, the material used to make bottles and water bottles. One of the characteristics of PET is that it is recyclable, but not biodegradable, as it takes more than 1,000 years to disappear. But what is more alarming is that not even half of the containers we buy arrive at the treatment plant. That is, they are not recycled. According to the Ministry of Health, the price of bottled water is about 21 cents per litre, while running water is 0.0015 cents per litre, 140 times cheaper. Therefore, a family can save a lot of money by drinking water from a fountain or a tap. Tap water is totally healthy and environmentally friendly water. Drink tap water. The planet and the city will thank you for it, because the best waste is that which is not produced. For public and democratic water management, for a new culture of water in the city.